Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. I'm making this quick video because I get a lot of questions and people just really want to know what exactly do I do when it's time to replace a timing belt. What parts do I use? What parts I buy? What do I prefer? Etc. So, making this video so you know exactly the thought process I do when selecting my parts. If you look in the comment section below, you'll see a video that tells you how to check the parts once you get the belt off to decide whether or not you're going to replace them. Also, there's links to the timing belt replacement videos that I have made for the different cars. Of course, my preference is to use the OEM equipment. If you have a Volvo, use Volvo parts. If you have a Honda, use Honda parts. Well, we know that those manufacturers rarely make their own parts. So you can save money by learning who makes the parts for them. And this is what I'm talking about. It is said that the Volvo timing belts for the Volvo 850 are made by this company, Continental, and the line is the Conitec timing belt. So this is my preferred timing belt for my 850s. Probably the other Volvo's white block engines are made by the same company, so you can use these belts. My second choice is a Gates, but this is the OEM belt. Now, if you don't already know this, the timing belt failure is probably 10% of the problem. Usually the problem is a result of another part failing. An idler, a tensioner roller, the water pump, etc. So you want to make sure that you replace those parts with quality parts. Now, what I try to encourage people to do, because there's a break in the engine serial number along the white blocks in 1998. Your 1998 uses a hydraulic tensioner. Your 1998 and a half uses a mechanical tensioner. The easiest way to tell is to look at the engine serial number, but the best way to tell, because sometimes that stuff's been replaced or changed, is to pull the timing belt cover, take a peek, and decide whether or not you have a hydraulic tensioner in there or mechanical tensioner. Then you can order the parts that you need. On cars built 2000 and older, the water pump had a design where the water pump pulley had cogs missing from the pulley. So if you pull the timing belt cover, look at that water pump pulley, you'll see two ribs, then it's missing one. Two cogs, missing a cog. Two cogs, missing a cog. If you see one of those water pumps, just go ahead and replace it. You do not want a 20-year-old water pump on your car. Probably not going to last through the next belt cycle. So go ahead and plan on replacing that water pump. My current policy on timing belt jobs is if the water pump is 10 years old or older, I simply replace it. If it's not 10 years old, I may leave it for the next change cycle as long as it's not leaking. If I pull that belt cover and figure out that that is not a Volvo pump or a Asian pump, I just replace it, because I don't trust those to last a belt cycle. I just don't. It's the only pumps I run, Asian or Volvo. Asian is supposed to make the Volvo pump. Now, one time I got stuck on the road. I had to replace a pump. I put a GMB pump on there. I think that's the second best pump. I ran it until I got around to replacing it. I just don't like taking the chance on running across the country back and forth with any water pumps other than the Volvo Asian water pump. Also in that timing belt path is the idler. I believe that the OEM manufacturer for the Volvo idlers is a company called INA. so I buy the INA idler. The tensioner roller, I believe that the OEM maker of that tensioner roller is also INA, so I will buy an INA tensioner roller. And the Aisin makes the hydraulic tensioner, so I will buy the Aisin tensioner or the Volvo tensioner. Now, those tensioners are good until they start leaking. Those idlers are good until they get loose. I got a video, again, linked in the comment section. It shows you how to check to see if those parts are worn. And I always have all parts on deck. I have my new timing belt, my new idler, my new tensioner roller, a good or new tensioner, and a new or good water pump. When I take those parts off, I inspect them. If any of them shows any sign of wear, I replace them. If they show signs that they're still good, I may go ahead and leave them on there for the next change. Back a long time ago, when these engines were first put on the market, people started getting those parts changed. I think the procedure for most mechanics was every other belt change, you change the rollers. You only change the water pump if it was leaking. Well, I've had idlers go out in 83,000 miles. It's not reached its second belt cycle, but it was older than 10 years old. So you got to take age in consideration. So anything that's over 10 years old needs to be replaced. Anything shows signs of wear needs to be replaced. But I do not buy the kits with the seals and all of that stuff in there. I buy the pump, water pump, both rollers, the tensioner, and the belt. And that's what I replace if necessary. One more tip about water pumps and the expense involved in that. Now, some of you know from time to time, my finances have been so tight that I had to use used parts. And yes, unfortunately, I have put used parts on my timing belt. However, how I make those decisions is kind of tricky. Example, I needed to put a water pump on my daughter's car. It was going bad, starting to leak. I called the dealer. $283. Couldn't afford to do that. I called one of the Volvo parts suppliers. $75, but it was going to take 2-3 days to get it. Couldn't really wait. I need to get out of town. So I went to the junkyard. The water pumps have a date stamp on them. I found one that was on the vehicle less than 3 years. And it was a Volvo or Aisin pump. So yes, I pulled that pump, took it to the cash register. It was something like $5.80. Can't beat that price. The pump was only 2 years old. Couldn't beat that date. Also, it had a timing belt sticker on there that the whole timing belt process was done less than 10,000 miles up to the time it was taken off the road, because I checked the mileage on the vehicle. So in that case, if it had a new idler, a new tensioner, and a new tensioner roller, those were probably good parts as well. So I'm not opposed to used parts. I won't reuse a timing belt. I normally cut them to get it off, but I will reuse rollers if I know they're not aged. If you have any questions other than that, go ahead and leave them below. Thanks for watching. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.